Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Star Trek Discovery, Episode 3. I forget what the name was called. I'm going to start out with a non-spoiler review, and then I'll let you know when I start going into what I would consider spoilers. So to start out, if you are still kind of trying to figure out if you're going to watch this or not, if you want to do CBS All Access, or I don't know, maybe if you're out of the United States, Netflix, it's still, for me, it's still pretty up in the air. I'm watching it, I just kind of made the decision to. This episode didn't help. It's the first episode of our main character, Michael Burnham, on the Discovery, and I did not get a very Star Trek feel out of it. It was very, scripted. As in, like, things happened when the writers wanted them to happen for their convenience. And you have a lot of drama in there. Like the last two episodes, not as much action, but there's still more action than there was science. And the science, I didn't buy. Like, it felt like it was there just to explain why there are spaceships and stuff like that. And it's still very dark, and it's still trying to be gritty, while that's not usually something you ascribe to Star Trek. So I don't think they've found their footing yet. And there are a lot of people just hating on it, which I don't feel quite comfortable doing, because it's not bad TV. It's not good Star Trek, but, it would be good if it was a different sci-fi show. But it's Star Trek, and it feels like they're trying to do something with Star Trek that they don't need to do. That if you want to do that, just do another show. Star Trek is... There's a lot you can do with Star Trek, and it still be Star Trek. But they're trying to do something different, it feels like, right now. If this were like an episode of, say, Dark Matter, it'd be good. But this is Star Trek, and they're not meeting the feel and the tone in, like, the heart of Star Trek. And they're making some weird decisions. But I'm going to get into some more detail now. So there's going to be spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, stop now. So this episode, we start out in kind of what I was talking about with the things happening for the writer's convenience. We have Michael Burnham on a spaceship again, or a shuttle, going off to jail. And all of a sudden, there's these life forms sucking the energy out of the spaceship. This is like a minute into the episode. And the pilot goes out to try to get him off. Or something, you have to clean them off or whatever, and pilot's gone, and they all think they're going to die now, and then all of a sudden the Discovery shows up, and then later on you have like them talking, and then all of a sudden there's a command that goes out, and weird stuff starts happening on the ship. Just things happening at very convenient times, like, hey, we need to shift this way, we need to segue, and we're not going to do it gently, we're going to have this big thing saying, hey, we're segueing. So I usually don't like it when shows do that, and I am not liking Michael Burnham's character. We have basically establishing for a lot of the episode that everyone hates her, and she almost kind of makes friends with the one likable character. I forget the alien's name, which I shouldn't be forgetting the names of your characters. But the main alien, he's now first officer of the Discovery. I don't remember his name. But aside from him, which he's not really likable, but he's not unlikable, he'd be a good supporting character, but he's out there in front. They introduced this Tilly character, which I think they were hoping to go for, the comedic relief. because Star Trek needs that. Star Trek is never without humor, but this so far has been, and this Tilly character doesn't work in that way. She's just kind of that ditzy, socially awkward stereotype, which is pretty disappointing that they have such a blatant stereotype on the show. We don't usually get that with Star Trek. And then we have that there's something going on this ship. They're researching something, and it's getting pretty obvious. And she's just going. Michael Burnham's just going around. I hate saying that name. So there's a lot of people that have been confused by the name and like talking like I don't like it because it's a guy's name. I don't like it because it's not a good name for the character. It's not memorable. It's not very. It doesn't give you a sense of a science fiction universe. It doesn't give you a sense of the world. It doesn't like make you feel how the world should be in the future. It should be pretty multicultural if we're out in space already. Yet she has just a really straight American name, Burnham. Sounds like a linebacker or an FBI agent. No one 20 years from now playing a trivia game is going to hear the name Michael Burnham and say, oh, that's that girl from Star Trek. That will not happen. While almost every other significant Star Trek character is instantly recognizable. Definitely all the captains. So that's my problem with the name. I'm going to try to speed through the rest here. She's trying to act like she doesn't want involved in all this. She wants to keep her head down, serve her time, while she's being co-opted on to the Discovery. The captain comes in and he's obviously not a good guy. They even introduce him in a dark room. They just have no qualms about letting us know, hey, this guy is a bad guy. But she's just saying she wants to keep her head down. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm too curious. I'm going to break in and see what they are keeping in these locked rooms. And it turns out to be some kind of weird plant. And they find out that their sister ship that is working on the same thing, that they're just kind of competing like they often do with, like they did in the Manhattan Project and stuff. You know, creating different teams, competition to get done faster, make breakthroughs. But they're all dead. The sister ship is all dead. And they go over there to find out what happened and recover the data and whatever they can. And they find just bodies without like bones or something, just torn up. And it was pretty graphic. I don't know if that would actually get on normal cable television. So that may be one of the reasons why it's not on normal CBS. But we find out that it's actually just there's this big giant beetle going around killing people. We don't get any explanation what it is. They don't have to find a clever or scientific way to get past it. Burnham just shoots it with the phaser to distract it and then climbs through the vents, quoting Alice in Wonderland for some reason. Oh wait, the reason is so she can give the book to Tilly later. Because apparently it helped her. Although it does work in a Spock reference, which was nice. Or Spock and there's Spock's mother's. I think, yeah, Spock's mother was the reference. But then we have the captain basically telling Burnham that she wants her to stay on board, and that they're actually trying to make a new type of drive that's biological and basically teleports you anywhere, was what I understood. A lot of it was gibberish, like legit gibberish. Star Trek usually has gibberish. So does most science fiction, but I found this exceptionally gibberish-y and pointless. I think okay, this is important to the plot, but if you are keeping to any canon, it has to fail. Because it's not in the later shows. So, that was my thoughts on it. I'll be doing a review on the next one. I'll be a little late on it. So, if you're waiting for it, I apologize. And subscribe and like if you want to do that. It's up to you.